The extent of my participation in church growing up was usually along the lines of mom is dragging dad and me on Easter Sunday or some other holiday. My dad really wasn't into it. I don't think he liked church people or churches. He thought there was a lot of hypocrisy in it. It was a very good childhood, good parents, but yeah, just without any religious backdrop. You know, you go away to college and, I was studying scientific subjects. I was an engineer first, and then I transitioned to medicine afterwards. So everything was always about science and reason and logic. Kind of started asking myself, what do you actually believe? And the answer I came up with was, I don't think I believe in anything. That doesn't make sense to me. Decided I was an atheist or agnostic, kind of, wax and wane between those two terms for the next 25 years. I started struggling with a health issue, and that's what ultimately I think was the turning point. I had slowly kind of been seeing more and more religious affiliated content and the social media that I consume, the podcasts that I watch, none of which were religious. I mean, I'm an atheist at this point, have been for the last 25 years. During a particularly challenging day dealing with this illness, just kind of to myself aloud in the car, God help me with this. A couple weeks later I was diagnosed with, or uncovered what actually was going on the whole time, and that was just the beginning of all this. So it's very easy for the skeptic to write these sorts of things off as just random coincidence, but these little things that started to increase in frequency, all revolving around God and Jesus, and faith and spirituality, that I was seeing in my life over and over again, and reached a point where, okay, this is weird. Like, even I, after being an atheist for 25 years, this is a little out of the ordinary, and I don't think I can ignore this anymore. So I decided that it's time to start reading the Bible. That was kind of one milestone during this journey. And then, of course, the next one is, well, I think it might be time to start going to church. I was a little reluctant to dive right into the bona fide Bible. I mean, I had this recollection of the King James Version and thy and thous, and I'm not going to get anywhere with that. So I had heard, again, on one of these podcasts that I listened to, the host of that podcast recommended something called the Action Bible. I've never been into comic books or graphic novels, but that's exactly what this is. I ordered this Action Bible on Christmas Day. We get Amazon trucks coming up and down our driveway all the time. This was at nighttime. We have windows in the front. When we see this truck coming down, I thought an ambulance was coming down. I didn't even know they had lights like this. Bright red flashing lights. I actually got concerned and was asking my wife, where are the kids at? What is this? So that was the Action Bible being delivered with all these bright lights coming down the road. So I'm flipping through it, and the first thing I see is Jesus, a picture of Jesus, again, it's in like a comic book, with a call out. It says, "You are close to God's kingdom." All right, you got my attention. So that's just one of many examples. That one stands out in my mind a little bit more. So I started digging deeper. On two separate occasions, I'm at a stop sign. The car in front of me pulls out, and right as it comes out of view, I catch on the back windshield Passion Community Church sticker. That happens 2 times. Only at moments when I'm kind of wondering, I gotta kind of make up my mind here where I'm gonna go. I come across what I think is maybe the mission statement of the church. We're a church for people who don't go to church. All right, tell me more. If there's anyone who doesn't go to church, First day, I talked to one of the greeters out front. I'm gonna say his name. It's Mitch. I've been an atheist for 25 years. What do I do here? And he goes, "It's all good, man. You're in the right place. Just go inside. It's low key. Sit wherever you want." Sat as far back as I could, away from all people. I just kind of wanted to be a wallflower and feel things out. I remember being really, and continue to be, really impressed by the worship music I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm cheating by going to this church because I feel like I'm at a concert. It was all just kind of, low key, no stress, talking about the real things. We're all just normal people here. I didn't get the impression that anybody speaking up on the stage was being pretentious in any way. I felt like, this is probably just who they are all the time. So that's refreshing. I mean, these are all things that I was looking for. And, not that dress code matters, but I also, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't paying attention to that. Like, this is very much come as you are church, which I think is how it should be. We know the one thing that matters here, and that's what we want you to come for. So decided to reach out just to like the generic email, and of all the people who respond, Tanner Iglio is the one who responds back. Come to find out, Tanner is a fellow drummer, and we like a lot of the same music that when I was growing up and going to church on the random holiday that my mom drug us to probably would have been considered blasphemy. So that's the kind of place I wanted to be. Like, you're not scared to talk about the taboo issues. It's not suit and tie, like, kind of stiff on the collar. You have pastors who play the drums and listen to metal music and believe in Jesus. All right, I never would have imagined. I look forward to coming to church on Sundays now. So, it's not a chore. It's not some kind of obligation. I actually enjoy coming. I sit right over there, close to the drums.